Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special episode of the Whole Story Podcast. Robbie here, joined by a crew of friends, Jonathan, David Kirsch, and Josh Decker. We are having a little BestBall Roundtable to close out the last episode of the season of 2024. It's been a great year. Jonathan, any thoughts as we kick this thing off? Of the year we've had, the guests we've had, kind of the experience of the Whole Story Podcast this year.
Well, I think what is it at January 1st, you're supposed to sing about new friends and old friends. And I think this is a classic example. David Kirsch, I've known him for a number of years now. Josh, we just kind of met this year, had a chance to hang out with both of them. And what better way to spend in the year other than hanging out with these two?
Yeah, I completely agree. As we get rolling, and this is going to be, again, a roundtable, so it'll just be a lot of interaction. We'll have some fun. I do want to thank people that listen to the show, both of you, and anybody else that might listen to it. We appreciate you guys. If you want to subscribe, if you want to follow along, give us a review, all that stuff helps get us in front of more people. Not get us. Jonathan and I don't matter, but we have incredible guests on, and we love hearing their stories. So that's what the reviews and subscribing and telling your friends what we'll do to help us out. Do want to thank the friends of the program for this past year: Holderness and Bourne, Western Birch, Caledonia and True Blue Golf Club, and Atomic Golf. They've been great friends of the program. We've done some fun things together. So many thanks. Y'all go check all those brands out, buy their stuff, and support them. And then finally, Par 3 Thursdays, a little newsletter that we do each week. And it's something where we just shout out 3 things that are going on in the world of golf. It could be people, it could be a business, it could just be some video that we saw, something that we think y'all will enjoy. There's room for advertisers or sponsors on there. So if you're a golf brand out there and you want to check it out, let me know. But we are here in our roundtable since it is the last episode of the year. We're recording this December 9th, but this is going to be posted December 26th. It'll be our last episode of the year. We thought, why don't we talk about 2024 as a whole, our golf games, things we've got to experience, some favorites. Then we'll talk a little bit about 2025. But guys, let's start with this. Hopefully you got to play a new course this year, something that was new to you, maybe not a brand new course. But Jonathan, I'll start with you, man. What was your favorite new to you course of 2024?
So I know we're asking another question about a favorite course played, and I'm trying to figure out if I can somehow dissect my favorite new and my favorite course, and I just don't know if it's possible. If you've listened, one person's listened to the show, we know we went to Landman. I don't know how that isn't my favorite new course and also my favorite course and also where I want to go tomorrow. So, yeah, that's got to be the one that lists. My close second is, the chalk mine over in Aiken, the par 3 that I really should just go and become a member so I can play more often with friends.
I thought you were going to do that after the football season was over.
I was, and then my wife, we went to tech. Anyway, there's been a busy couple weeks that would have completely ruined any opportunity to play golf over there. So, not my
Yeah.
wife. That's
Well,
not what I meant. If you're listening, Keisha, I love you. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with our calendar of events that have occurred. She's actually in Zambia as we speak right now for 2 weeks, so not conducive to doing a lot of other things.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Landman. I do want to give a plug since this is airing on December 26th. On December 31st at 8 a.m. Central Time, the window to get your pass to get a tee time opens up, and if it's anything like last year, you got about 3 hours or less to get you a tee time. And I know Josh Decker, you were one of these guys that got a group, and you said, "Let's go." And you went and played Landman. I don't know if that's your favorite new to you course this year, but what you got?
Yeah, so this was kind of an embarrassment of riches between the courses that were new to me this year. Landman, of course, is on that list. Lookout Mountains on that list. Pinehurst number 3 and the Cradle are on the list, among some others. Tobacco Road. It was a wild 2024. Landman and Lookout Mountain, they were tied. And just like Jonathan said, just for the next part of which were your favorites. Landman and Lookout Mountain. I was lucky enough to get multiple loops around both, both uniquely different and standalone in their own right. But man, like so fun and so thought provoking. Um, there may be something about me enjoying golf that's at elevation between Lookout Mountain and where Landman sits in Homer, Nebraska. But yeah, those two for me, really really special.
Kirsch, what you got? What's your favorite new to you course?
I would say Tobacco Road this year. I've driven by it several times. I think I hit a lot of the other big ones in the Pinehurst area, but that was we got lucky on the weather, and it was on the way down to Worlds. It was just me and Eli, just the two of us. We got out, we ate lunch. It poured down rain, and as soon as we got done eating lunch, the rain stopped. The range opened, and there was about two groups out in front of us, nobody behind us, and we played Tobacco Road essentially by ourselves for the whole afternoon. So I would say that's going to definitely be the favorite new to me course this year.
Very nice. Yeah, well, that's crazy. This was our first experience for all of us, and only Jonathan and I played it together. But we all experienced Tobacco Road for the first time. Incredible Mike Strantz course. Mine is going to be different. I had played Landman last year, but I'm going to go with Palmetto Golf Club over in Aiken. Got to play it with Morgan Purvis and my friend Brandon. Um, it's it's something I don't know if I've ever played a course that had harder greens. I've probably told all you guys, like if you miss the green, my short game is not good enough to get up and down at Palmetto. Like the greens were that hard that where the pins were. Like if you could chip it from off the green and get that 15 to 10 to 15 foot putt, that's a really good chip shot. And then they were glass and breaking all different ways. So good luck making it at that point as well. But historic course, beautiful. Love playing it and can't wait to go back sometime. So for me, that was my favorite new to me. I mean, I've lived an hour away from it most of my life, and that was the first time getting to go play it, and it was pretty special. Pretty special. All right, so I guess a couple of you guys said your favorite course that you played this year. You might already say Landman. Kirsch, do you have something different? What's your favorite course that you got to play this year?
I, I'm gonna in just to do something a little bit different than the same thing for the new course. I'm gonna say Southern Pines. It was my third or fourth time playing Southern Pines, and I just love going back there. I like the vibe. I like the land movement. It's I never got to see it before the tree removal and the refresh, but holy cow, that is just a fun course to go play. You can hit any kind of shot that you want. There's drivable fours, there's long threes, there's short fives and long fives. It's a good course, good halfway house, good bar.
Yeah.
So
I went, the Gimme Golf guys took one of their camps. They do camps once or twice a year. So they did Camp Gimme number 6, at, the Southern Pines area. And so I went there and I didn't play, but I rode around with Jeff Birch, who I know Josh and Jonathan know. But rode around with him, took a ton of photos and video. I got to hang out with him while the Gimme guys were doing their thing. And it was Southern Pines looked incredible. Mid Pines looked awesome as well. And those are ones that I would love to go back and play at some point. Any Josh, Jonathan, do y'all have another favorite from the year? Mine's Landman, and it'll probably always be Landman as far as the favorite I get to play every year. How about you guys?
I mean, yeah, Lookout Mountain. Um,
You did that with the Broken Tea Society, right?
I did, and they know how to host an event.
yeah, they do.
36 holes, and I've got a friend who lives right there, so we actually got on Sunday. We're able to play it ahead of the event. Um, but I mean, just a pure golf club. I mean, there's no tennis courts, there's no fluff. It's you're there to play golf.
Yeah.
And it was really enjoyable.
I got speaking of Broken Tea Society, I got my premium member gift today.
I got mine too, and it's sharp.
This
Oh, mine just said that it shipped today. I didn't see what it.
Oh,
I haven't seen what it is yet.
surprise! Oh,
little duffel bag action here. This thing's nice.
Uh, All right.
Unless you got something different. Maybe you got something. You probably got the gold version of it.
No, I got same one.
Jonathan, you need to get in the. You need to join the Golfers Journal. Join the Old Broken Tea Society.
I'll I'll add it to the list of subscriptions that I currently have.
There you go.
It is a great read, and I second everything that Josh said there. They put on an awesome event. That was the very first time I went and did Mid Pine, Southern Pines, Pine Needles was through the Golfers Journal event, and it was awesome.
Very nice. All right. So we talked about favorite courses, favorite new to you courses. Do you have a favorite hole from the year? One hole that stands out that you really like. Kirsch, I'll start with you, man.
I was gonna say it's a hole that I've played several times. Nothing special, 99% of the time. But we did get out to go and play out at Vanderbilt Legends Club right before the Simmons Bank returned, which is the Corn Ferry Tour event. It had been at a different course here in Nashville until that good old 54 tour came in and lasted all of 1 year before they got the boot. But we got to play the 18th, which is a long par five with the grandstands up. And I just thought that was really cool to go play a course that you played before, but then see it the green framed by grandstands. So that's going to be the hole for me this year.
Josh, how about you?
17 at Landman.
Okay.
A drivable par four that, depending on the wind, is easily reachable. But wherever that ball ends up, you might be absolutely dead. And it just the thought that goes into hitting that tee shot and how you play that golf hole, and the green is massive. And I think it's got what, 2 or 3 tiers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But 17 at Landman is mine for the year.
I do think it was funny. I'm sure you caught it when we had the Landman special. But if you guys watched it, Josh in his more formal interview, when I said, "Hey, tell me about this," he's like, "Ooh, number 3, probably my favorite." And then I got a text message video from him later saying, "I'm an idiot. It's number 17." Like, and I was able to tack that on to the end there. It was great. Jonathan, what's your favorite hole?
Well, I just want to comment. I love how everyone's like, I love number 17, a drivable par 4. And I don't actually remember anybody driving the par 4. I feel like everyone missed it somewhere or the other. They all tried. Every single person pulled out a driver. And yet, I don't remember anyone going, yay, we did it. So.
Well, two of the days, the wind was pretty much straight into us and blowing about 100 miles an hour. So.
Right. My 6-iron doesn't carry that far. So, man, that's tough. So I don't know what hole it is. I would have to say 2 memorable par 3s. We played the Chalk Mine, and there's one that I just these are all really bad shots on me, which isn't abnormal in my golf game. And I hit one really bad, like it's an 80-yard shot. I think I hit it 20 yards, and then I called my shot and putted up the walking path, and ended up closest to the hole compared to everybody else who rolled off the green. So I felt pretty good about that. And then over at Tobacco Road, there was another par 3. After I'd just given some sage, wise advice to the players behind me, which looking back was probably inappropriate in my golf game. And I ended up chunking a ball into a waste area, another ball short of the green, and then somehow chipped in for par on a par 3. So, yeah, the other one, we played so many good golf. Like Josh mentioned, embarrassment of riches. With so many golf that we've played this year. There's a blind shot on Tobacco Road. I'm terrible at knowing what holes they are.
Which one?
Right. No. No, I was about to explain. There's literally 2 mounds.
I was going to say my hybrid on number 2 to the green, or number 1 was pretty blind.
Right. No, I'm saying, no, there's a shot. It's got 2 mounds in front of the green, and you only see like one part of the green, and the ball.
14.
13.
Yeah, of course you guys know. Our team happened to just be, we thought, to the left. So and everybody in our group got within like, I don't know, 5 yards, maybe 5 feet. It was pretty close. It was a good shot for everybody. So.
Yeah, I do know it's 13 because that was my answer for my favorite hole of the year.
Nice.
Yeah, so 13. Iconic hole is one with the sign right there by the road. And you come off that one, and then 14 right by Stewart Cabin is not not a bad hole itself. So that's a
Right.
lot of fun. Um, all right, so we talk on the Whole Story podcast. We talk best ball. Um, we're talking here about all these great golf courses, but it's the experience, right? It's the people who you get to hang out with, who you get to play with, and the stories that come from that. So it might be the local muni, but you get to play with good buddies, or you meet some strangers and you have a great time with them. That's what makes the experience. So I got to ask, what was the experience, like your best, most memorable experience from the year? Jonathan, you want to start with that one?
Yeah, so it was at Tobacco Road. I almost had my best round of my life, but I completely choked on the 18th hole. However, me and the other Jonathan that Robbie and I get to play with every once in a while, he holed out for eagle from about 70 yards away, and my ball was pretty much right next to him, and I birdied out. I birdied out from there. And so that was a fun little
And
one-up
Jonathan
thing. I think
also chipped in. Yeah.
yeah, I think he chipped in. I think I chipped in first, and then he, of course, eagled it from there. And I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. But it was, yeah, that was probably my. And then you just think through all the different folks. You talk about experience. It is just people. And even when I was talking about like what my favorite hole was or my favorite course I got to play, every single time, I just kept thinking about, well, I got to play with this guy, and I got to play with this guy, and I got to play with these folks. That was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah. Josh, how about you? What was the experience of the year for you?
Uh, so I attended a few of the Sweetens Cove road shows, and the one at Pinehurst included an afternoon at the Cradle,
Mm.
and we had the Cradle all to ourselves. Had a little carry bag with a couple wedges and a putter. Somebody grabbed a bottle of bourbon. I think half of us were uh, walking around barefoot, just hitting golf shots, hitting wedges in these greens. There was all kinds of gambling going on. The sun was setting. I mean, it could not have been a more pristine afternoon. After playing number three that morning, I was with some of my best friends, and I'd never seen the Cradle before. And that place is so fun. And to get to do it with some of my really close friends made it even more memorable.
Yeah. Kirsch, what about you, sir?
I was trying to think of the best way to go about this where I could shoehorn as many things from one thing in as I possibly can. And I'm going to say it was our experience at Pinehurst this year. It was the second, third year in a row. We've been there for Eli, for U.S. Kids World. We'll be there next summer as well. He's already qualified for that. But you kind of, once you do something a couple times, you get into a rhythm. Anybody knows a vacation place that you've gone to a couple times, the restaurants you like, etc. We kind of, we feel like we hit the unlock this year. The Pinecrest Inn rocks. It's right in the middle of town. It is as old as you could possibly imagine a hotel in Pinehurst being. We're talking like rolling floors, not even crooked floors, like rolling floors. We're talking you're chipping balls into a fireplace with some locals who thankfully are just going to walk home, and hopefully make it to their home. There's a giant picture of Donald Ross, but there were so many moments, whether it was we had a group of 12 of us, five kids, parents, some grandparents, hanging out at Thistle Dew after the sun, like everybody had left. We were the only people in and around the Pinehurst clubhouse, and we were putting across, the world's greatest putting green in the middle of the night, essentially. And it was like 9:30 at night, 10 o'clock, but still it was pitch black and there's no lights there. And we had the best time. And between that and kind of walking through Pinehurst in the rain, just that whole like 3 or 4 day stretch when everybody was there together was absolutely the best part. So
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
that's awesome. Well, like Jonathan, I had Tobacco Road on my list with those guys, Brandon and Jonathan and Jonathan. I mentioned earlier I went and just hung out. I didn't touch a golf club. Actually, I take that back. I did putt at night with the Gimme guys at Camp Gimme in that Southern Pines area. They were staying at the Pine Needles Lodge, so they've got the putting green out there, and that was a ton of fun. But I think kind of expanding like you were doing, Kirsch, on the bigger experience. I think the time you got to meet Josh in person, but the whole Landman Nebraska trip with Jonathan, and I know Jonathan had a lot going on his mind. Hurricane had just rolled through and knocked out power, and his wife said just go because she didn't want him to hurt himself with a chainsaw. But Jonathan and I played Indian Creek. We played Old Dane. I got Jonathan to play more golf in a short period of time than he's ever played, probably in years combined. So just that
Oh,
whole
100%.
week of hanging out with Jonathan, and meeting Josh, meeting a ton of other folks, and hanging out there. That's the experience of a lifetime, and I look forward to it every year. So, yep. All right. Hopefully you didn't, maybe you did, go crazy on purchases this year. A lot of golfers, they say, and my dad was notorious for being one. He said, this new thing is going to help fix my game. And I still have my Adams Tight Lies 2 that I carry around. It's a 7 wood. I love that club, by the way, but that was probably one of the last things he purchased. I don't know, 25, 30 years ago, when he stopped playing golf. But what was your golf purchase of the year? What was the thing you purchased? And I'll ask a follow-up question here in a second of what was the coolest thing you got in a pro shop. But tell me your golf purchase, club, ball, something. Josh, let's start with you.
Yeah, so we walked into Old Dane at Landman, and they have these cooler bags that attach to the front of your golf cart.
Yes.
And I picked one up, and that was an auto buy. And I get people asking about it all the time. It probably holds 18 cold beers, which is fantastic. That helps my game. But that is my number one. And then actual need, I did get a club glove travel bag for my clubs. And that was actually more of a necessity. The cooler bag that sits on the front of the cart with the big windsock from Landman on there, that was a pure want and has been utilized appropriately ever since.
I like it. It did come in handy when we hung out. So, Jonathan, what was your purchase of the year?
Um, I'm gonna say my clubs that are arriving in 2 days. Whenever you talk about fixing games, clearly that's going to be the thing that happens. My first time ever buying a set of new clubs that didn't come from Dick's Sporting Goods, so that's exciting.
And when you say set,
And
you've got irons.
yeah, all I need is
Tell us what you're
irons. I
getting.
got some odds. I'm
Are,
getting
are you a PXG Trooper now?
no, 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 no. These are I got so and Kirsch, dang it. No, I'm not getting PhD. Robbie knows better than I do what I'm getting. I went with Gimme Golf Club. Little shout out to those guys. They have some custom fitting stuff. So we went through some measurements and things like that with
Kenny
those folks.
Kenny
They put
Riley Kenny Riley is
yep,
helping him out with some clubs.
right.
Yep,
So I
and
believe they're
he's getting irons.
Mizunos. I'm getting irons. I'm getting a
Correct.
5, a 7, a 9, some type of wedge, I think, and then he's let me demo because I didn't ask for it, but he's giving me a driver and a 3 wood to demo to maybe include that in my golf game. So I did ask him about a 3 iron maybe down the road if these work. So yeah, it's clearly 2025 is going to be my year because of golf clubs, 100%.
I think if what you told me was accurate, he's getting the Mizuno JPX 923 Hot Metal Pros. So
I play those.
I do too.
What?
But
Listen,
you, Josh, you and I play it on the correct side. He's getting the ones that are bent the other way.
right? That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, Eli and I both play the MP 225s.
Yeah.
I'm in
Yeah.
good
You've got the
company. I
golfers
feel
from
good about
Jonathan.
this purchase. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and he's getting the odd irons. I think that's great.
I was gonna say
Just
you left out the even
no,
irons,
no,
which
no, no,
He's getting
could
no
be
reason.
interesting.
I'm gonna find a
So I have
small
no
golf
problem with,
bag.
I like, yeah, play a half set. It's kind of fun
That's
to do,
right.
especially if you're
Yeah,
walking.
Yeah.
if you need a bag, get a Jones bag. The Jones little
I have
one
listen.
strap carry bag.
It's on my Christmas list. I'm gonna wait, maybe get it for my Christmas money because I can't bring. Yeah, I've been looking over and over and over again.
That's on my wish list on our next segment here, Kirsch. I want a new golf bag. So anyway, Kirsch, what was your purchase of the year?
I would say it's a tie between the Tour Strike and the stack system. So Eli and I both we've gone through it once earlier in the year. We're starting our next sessions. Eli started his. I've started mine for the winter time in stack, which remains to be undefeated. But the being able to use the putting portion of the app, where you can go out on a putting green and say, "Hey, I want to simulate a round," and it'll say, "Find on the putting green a 6 foot putt downhill that breaks left to right. You hit it, you tell the app where you missed if you made it, and then you play 18 holes essentially, and it'll say, all right, your miss is traditionally continues to be low and right. So there's something to adjust, something to look at there. It gives you your strokes gained. You can put all of your stats in after the round. And it's just been the gift that keeps on giving. And the Tour Strike is super simple. Just works on keeping your arms connected throughout the swing. And but that's been really beneficial this year. So I would say that those are the gadgets of the year.
Do you think the stack system increased your distance? Were you able to see that?
Oh, it's not even questionable.
Really?
It is. Oh, it's. I mean, Eli. He's by the time he gets done.
I'm not talking about Eli, who's young and can do things. Like I'm talking about old guys like us.
Oh no, I touched like 112 again this year.
Nice.
112 yards. What iron?
Yeah, driver exactly. My goal is to get I want to hit a driver on a launch monitor with 175 ball speed next year. That's my goal.
Very nice. I've looked at it and would love to pull the trigger on that. Obviously, like we were joking, and Jonathan's going to prove it out. But new technology and fun things are things that we think and hopefully will make us better. And obviously, if you're proving it, Kirsch, you're saying, "Hey, man, I'm crushing the ball."
It does, and it straightens out your swing too.
Oh,
because you start getting into a habit of how do I get this launch monitor to give me the fastest number, right? And so what you realize is, hey, I can't come over the top and get a fast number. I can't take a baseball swing and get a fast number. I can't, come in super steep and get a fast number. I've got to fix my path. I've got to, these things. And you just realize, I mean, it's probably the straightest I've hit a ball too, in a while. So it's been really just a lot of, if nothing else, it maintains, but I've definitely seen speed increases.
I have a stack. If you guys are listening, info@bestball.com. We would love to prove how effective your system is. Josh, have you used that before?
No, I haven't. I was going to ask you, David, which launch monitor are you using with the stack?
We got the one with the PRGR.
Okay.
It's only about yay big.
Okay.
I wish I would have held out and just gotten a bigger one, but I've got my 5-word one coming up that'll explain why we didn't spend the extra money on a bigger launch monitor yet. But this one does the trick. It does what we needed to do, which is gather speed. The one that comes with it now, so Stack partnered with them, and there's a yellow one that comes with it now, and you don't even have to touch your phone. It'll automatically put all the numbers in for you. It'll go through the whole thing, and I'm telling you, it's foolproof. You have to do no thought other than when it says, "Hey, workout Tuesday after 12 o'clock." You've got essentially all day on Tuesday. Go work out. You go do your stack workout. If you do the 5-minute stretching, the whole thing probably takes 24 to 26 minutes tops. And then then it'll say, all right, you did Tuesday, come back on Friday. And then it'll say, come back on Sunday and come back on Wednesday. And it tells you when to be there. And it tells you exactly what weight to do, how many swings to do, all of it. And I'm telling you, it's idiot proof. And you just go out and you just go.
I need to check and see if it's compatible with the Garmin R10. My parents gave me that as for my 40th birthday present, which has been fantastic. I've got an outdoor hitting space now, and the Garmin's great. It pairs great with E6 Golf, pairs great with Awesome Golf. But yeah, I've
anything that'll pick up club head speed will work with Stack.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
It just has to be able to do club head speed.
Okay. Yeah, the Garmin R10 definitely does that.
Man, been a great little infomercial for Stack, Jonathan. I think we should use something for this, but well, yeah, that's awesome. That's again another thing on the wish list. I'm going to go with Arcos. I got the sensors, threw those on the clubs. Still learning, trying to figure out how it's helping my game. I only got it a couple months ago, but just the data behind it. We had Michael Hutchinson on as a guest a couple episodes ago. He was awesome with Arcos, and he's a data scientist, and he kind of explained how all this stuff works and how studying the data, studying the numbers, kind of like what Kirsch was saying with, figuring out how to swing the way you're supposed to swing, being smarter about your golf game can help you do things to lower your score. So I'm excited to see over this coming year how continuing to use that. And I think Jonathan might be getting some coming as well, and might try to figure out how to lower his score. Maybe he can finally break that 90. So yeah, it's fun. It is fun. Josh, we already get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah, the
well,
Landman cooler bag.
that's true.
That's
The
right.
land- Well, we had such a long stack system talk. We forgot about that.
Infomercial.
So, yep. All right. Best pro shop purchase. We love going into pro shops. You mentioned the bag. Josh, I hope you have something besides that one. But Curtis, let me start with you now. What was the best thing you bought in a pro shop this year? Or the coolest
I would
thing,
say
something memorable?
uh, I have a Pinehurst number 8 yellow hoodie. I love a good hoodie. It's hard to find, you never know if you're going to get the right weight. And it's anytime you can find a hoodie these days that you really, really like at a golf course that's not $287,000 is always a win. And I walked in and there was this yellow hoodie, just this nice pale yellow with the green 8 logo on there. We talked about how that logo's got the 100 hidden in it. And, I picked it up and I was like, I have to have this, and it's comfortable. And that's my one.
Very nice. Jonathan, how about you?
I've started a new tradition of gathering golf balls. So for everybody here looking on YouTube, I now have golf balls. So it's been fun to grab like the one that's got the logo for all the new courses I've been able to play.
Yeah. Very nice. Mr. Decker?
I've always done pencils.
Pencils. Those are fun to get. Josh, how about you?
Yeah, so one of the beauties about the setup at Landman is Old Dane, I guess, which is technically we call it their sister course, brother. I don't know, but they have merch there for Landman, and they had a sale rack, and they had a Grayson like cashmere hoodie that was 60% off. So that was an auto buy, and I wear it entirely too often. It's dry clean only, but I got it for like a fifth of what it would normally cost. So that was my best purchase of 2024.
I got to play the tree farm back in the spring for the first time, the only time, and love that logo. Seth McWarner did it. It's the standard logo, not the tree monster. And I got a duck and cover is the brand Tree Farm head cover for the 3-wood, and it's awesome. I love it. I was trying to come up with something different. Obviously, tons of Landman purchases. I got the Old Dane hat on now, but it's so much fun going into a pro shop and finding that thing, that yellow hoodie, that that bag, cooler bag or whatever. And it's the little simple things that I'm a big sticker guy too, so I like finding a good sticker of a good logo. So anyway, all right. Favorite snack or food or drink from a course this year? What you got, Jonathan? This is your question.
I know.
I want to ask you first. What was your favorite thing you ate or drank at a golf course this year?
So normally I'd go food, some type of taco, burger, something like that, but I'm gonna go the long drink found up at Old Dane. It is a fizzy flavored gin drink, and I have a 6-pack in my refrigerator right now because I was able to find them at a local liquor store. So, an exciting way for me to be one of the guys having a beer, only it's gin. Because beer is terrible. I hate beer. But yeah, yep, that's my winner.
We could throw 18 of them in Josh's cooler and ride around with him.
No,
Josh, how about
one.
you?
I get one.
One around.
Maybe.
The fried bologna sandwich at the food truck at Sweetens Cove.
Fried bologna sandwich.
It's this thick piece of bologna, and it has chopped pickles underneath. They toast the bun. It's got like a comeback sauce on it. It's perfect in between loops, and it was new this year. So yeah, I've crushed quite a few of those so far in 2024.
Yeah.
Let's go right
Kirsch?
now. Oh my gosh.
That's the reason Jonathan wants to go. He can get him a long drink and a fried bologna sandwich. And what golf?
Bologna sandwich. Who
Do
cares?
they have Adirondack chairs?
Oh yeah. Oh, how many do you need?
Jonathan just wants one.
You guys go
Multiple
enjoy your
levels
golf. I'll be right here.
Yep. All right, Kirsch, you can come play with us while Jonathan's eating his sandwich. What you got? What's your food or beverage of the year?
Oh man. I mean, the beverage of the year is anytime you're in the Pinehurst area, it's Transfusion SZN. So a couple of those around the cradle is always a good time. But I had a hot honey pepperoni pizza this year, and that was pretty
Where was
fantastic.
that?
That is well, that's going to lead into my next
Okay,
one, but
okay.
that is at the new adventure place that Eli and I have joined this year.
Oh, all right.
We have our own
All right, save it,
space.
save it. Mine, my favorite food, it kind of goes with the experience. So I went and played Pinehurst number 3 with Joe Fellini, Joe Golf Traveler, as those on X might know. Great guy. And then my wife Emily was with me, and Joe and I and our wives went and ate. He had joined Pinehurst as a member, and so we went into the deuce on the member side, as his wife likes to say, on the member side of the partition. There at the deuce, overlooking Pinehurst number 2, and had just an incredible burger, but had a great meal hanging out with those guys. So it was a lot of fun being there with Joe. So that was kind of my food experience of the year. All right, Kirsch. I don't know if this is where you're going with it, but I asked these guys, describe your year, describe 2024 of your golf game in 5 words. Kirsch, was this what you were leaning towards, or
It is because it's intoxicating like the whole thing. We joined a club,
okay?
kinda. That's my fifth word. Uh, we joined Lebanon Country Club. It's right down the road from us. It is a 9-holer. It is limited to I think they have about 225 members. There's a big long wait list to get in there. But the first day out there, there's no tee times. You just kind of fit in at number 1 as people are coming off 9, or if it's wide open, you just go. The first day out there, we played 45 holes. We stopped. We got the hot honey pizza. Eli got his favorite new thing, which is like this burger club sandwich. And it was it's not the fancy country club, but it's our kind of club. It's kind of got some it's way more established with some old guys, but we're getting some young guys in there. But it's got those sweetened vibes where, you've got 5 carts rolling around or a 6-some walking down a fairway.
And what's the name of it
People,
again?
it's just Lebanon Country
Lebanon
Club.
Country
It
Club.
is, it is, it is, there's nothing fancy, but it has 2 good par 5s, 2 really good par 3s, a bunch of good par 4s that give you different looks. You can play a bunch of different tee boxes to give yourselves, different shots, different angles in on holes. I cannot describe how unpretentious it is, and it's absolutely perfect for um, kind of us in our situation. And it allows Eli to go out there and, drop him off after school, and he finds a group of buddies, and they go and they walk and they play as many holes as they can play and try as many shots, and keep golf fun, and but while also still practicing.
When are the guest days? We're coming.
Hey, anytime you're in town, you let me
We're
know.
coming. Jonathan, let's go. We'll pick up Josh. We'll meet him there.
Work.
All right, Jonathan. Give me your 5 words that describe your golf year.
I need to get better, I think, is my 5 words. I hope to get better. I need to get better. Yeah.
All right, why is that?
Because I'm not good at golf.
He gets to play a lot of nice courses right now.
Yeah. Listen, I've played some nice courses, and I've picked up a lot of holes to be like, you guys enjoy the rest of the hole. I'm gonna be right here. So yeah, I'd like to be,
And,
and I think
and
every
that's a
golfer has
lesson to
this.
all golfer. That's a lesson to all golfers, though, right? Like, if you're out there, like, be the one that people want to play with, whether you're good or bad. Like, and if you can keep up pace of play, people want to play with you. And Jonathan's one of those people that you definitely just want to play golf with.
Yeah, like I know
So
my game. When we were at Landman, everyone's hitting from way back, and I'm like, that's a terrible idea for me. It's just gonna ruin the hole. So let's just play up, and you can make jokes about my dress or whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna go up and play. So
oh man. All right. That was hole 2, by the way, I don't think he
hole
ever
two.
teed off from where everybody else did.
No.
Josh, give me your 5 words. Describe your year.
Didn't say no to anything.
I like it. I like it.
Um,
Tell
my wife,
everybody about that.
yeah. So my wife and I kind of adopted just a mentality this year of if you get an invite to something, unless it's just something absurd financially, we can't do it, go, because you don't know if you'll ever get that invite again. And the best example of this is Sunday before a Monday Tuesday event that Sweetens Cove was having at Red Feather out in Lubbock, Texas. The GM from Sweetens calls me and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow and Tuesday? You should come to Lubbock." I'm like, "I can't come to Lubbock. You can't get to Lubbock." And he's like, "Yeah, you can. There's an American Airlines flight." And 3 hours later, I'm booked on an American Airlines flight, and Monday night I fly to Lubbock, Texas, and play Red Feather all day. So it's just that kind of thing. And like you guys,
Did you play the Rolls too?
what's that?
Did you play the Rolls too?
No, did not play.
Texas Tech home course.
No, didn't play there. Just played Red Feather. We had Red Feather for the whole day, so did two loops there. It was a quick trip, but a ton of fun, and just trying to take advantage of any opportunity where someone's wanting you to be part of something, like the event out at Landman, anything like that. The experiences and the people. That's what makes it the best. So yeah, didn't say no to anything.
Like it. I like it. Mine, average golf or average golfer with great people. My game stayed the same all year. I feel like some days were better, some days were worse, but I could probably write an 85 down on the card and, plus or minus 5 or 6 shots either way. But it was awesome. It was a year filled with, playing with awesome people. Still need to get together with you, Kirsch, and play some golf. So we're coming to your club. To play there with you. All right. Next question, a little similar, but we ask a lot of people in our quick nines, like, do you listen to music on the course? And so I wanted to get these guys to think about if you had to describe your year of golf, not just with 5 words, but if you could pick one song or one song title, what would describe your year of golf? Mr. Decker, you got your hand up. Let's hear it. Is there a song called I Didn't Say No to Anything?
Pretty close. It's by our good friend Willie Nelson. It's called On the Road Again.
Okay. I like it.
Because I was constantly, whether it was going to Pinehurst or going to Lubbock or to Homer, Nebraska, or to Lookout. Yeah, it was on the road a lot, and very thankful for all the opportunities I had to play golf this
That's
year.
why you needed a bag to carry your clubs and let them fly.
Exactly right.
All right.
How many
Kirsch,
golf
what you got?
trips total?
We don't need to have that published.
Will you top it in 2025? Little side question.
I hope so.
Okay. Do you still have the don't say no to anything in 2025, or is that a 1 year deal?
Yeah, that's my plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's going to become a lifestyle, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There it is. Kirsch, what you got?
I'm going to say, I'm trying to think what was the best one, but it's a cover, but it's also by what I would say is my band of the year. So there's a band called Goose. They are a jam band. They can take any song out there, and if there's a 3.5 minute song, they can make it 10 minutes with the best of them. But they did a cover live. They've done it a couple times, but of the Pumped Up Kicks. Ever heard,
Mm-hmm.
just a good groovy song and their version of it. So it has been the anthem because it's, everything they have is clean. You can just kind of put it on and come in and out of songs, and they just go on and on and on. And it's kind of like, there's some days out there where, whether it's caddying or, being a dad just watching or getting to play a lot more myself this year, where it's just, it's nice. You got to make sure you got your good shoes on, make sure everything's polished up, make sure you're walking the course as much as you can. And then you got good music and good vibes going. And that's kind of what Goose has been this year.
Love it. I saw Josh looking him up as well. I'm adding him to the list. Jonathan, how about you? What was your song of the year that would describe if you were still there? All right, we're losing Jonathan here. I have to get him. Oh, there he is. You there, Jonathan?
Sorry, yeah,
song?
I'm back.
Yeah, what was your song of the year?
Cuts like a knife, but it feels so right. Just brutal at times.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all good. All right,
yeah.
next question. All right, explain.
It's just brutal some days. I've got a friend, David knows him, Bradley, and his comment is, "I've never met anyone who can hit so many bad shots and also a couple good shots out of one person." And so that just feels like the sum of my golf game is some sort of 20-yard duff and then some brilliant shot that looks like I know what I'm doing, and I have no idea how to get back to that. So,
I can vouch for that for you.
right, right.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. I like it. All right, mine, Aerosmith, same old song and dance. Going old school Aerosmith, even though everything at this point is old school Aerosmith, but same old song and dance. But we're gonna rectify that this year. All right, final question on looking back, and this one takes us off of our own games, and we look at the professional golf scene. So, what was your favorite moment from professional golf this year, Jonathan? I'll start with you.
Um, this year's a blur. Is it? Scotty got arrested this year, right?
Correct.
You just took mine. It was
That's
one of mine.
right. Like it, the most a dude gets arrested and then goes and plays golf, and everything's just like. I mean, I started stretching in the jail cell, and so like the world of golf hopefully can figure out how to make sure something like that never happens again. But yeah, that's. I mean, whenever you think about the golf year, Scotty is the golf year, right?
Yeah.
For ninety
I think
percent
our
of everything that happened.
Robbie and Jonathan and I think our text thread from that morning could have been a blog post.
Seriously.
Right.
He got arrested.
I didn't believe you.
Arrested heading to Kirsch's favorite major hosting course.
We'll never be hosting a men's major again.
That has to be dripping in sarcasm. At least I hope it.
Oh man, Josh, how about you?
Only because
You mentioned you had Scotty there as well. Sorry, Jonathan.
no, fine.
Yeah. So what? And
So, yeah, waking up to the mugshot of Scotty, of course, I mean, we all woke up and he was headed to jail. But then the other thing for me, and this is another one thing that happened off the course, is the redemptive story of Keegan Bradley being named the Ryder Cup captain.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, especially after a few months prior, we saw Full Swing season 2 where they showed him getting the call that he had not made the team. So, all right, Kirsch, how about you?
Well, this could go in so many different directions. I really wanted to say the fact that after just 1 year, Live Nashville got bumped from a fairly decent course that's held events before. It is now going to be held by our count at the 11th or 12th best course in Nashville, which is not a golf
And
city.
it's not the one you remember at.
No, it's going to be over at Gaylord Springs. But the fact that they got booted after 1 year by the club just brings so much joy to my heart. Now they're playing the 11th best course in Nashville. But really, it's got to be Scotty Scheffler. Everything about the guy is he has as many wins since February as the Washington Wizards. 9. I mean,
By the time this airs, they
like-
might have their 10th though, so they've got another couple
Right.
weeks.
he may have their 10th by then. Like,
He and Bennett
you know,
are going to go
they've-
win the
they've
PNC.
They've played 57 games since February 1st and won 9 times. He's won 9 times in his last 18 starts.
Man, and you were giving him such a hard time for never winning after May.
Right.
He has he
You know?
heard you, and he has taken up that challenge.
That's right. He answered the call.
Yep. All right. So mine, I had a couple. Lydia Ko won the gold medal in the Olympics, and I point that out because she had in the previous 2 Olympics had won the silver and bronze. So she's the only golfer that has a gold, silver, and bronze medal from the Olympics. So I just think that's cool. Then on top of that, she wins later. Now she's in the LPGA Hall of Fame, well deserving. But a highlight of professional golf, I think. Bob McIntyre wins the RBC Canadian with his dad as his caddy. His dad stopped cutting grass back in Scotland and went and caddied for him, and he wins his first PGA event with his dad on the bag. And I just thought that was pretty cool, and how I think his dad was back cutting grass the next day or 2 or something like that. But really cool for Bob McIntyre there. So. All right, so that let's put an end. And any final thoughts on 2024? Anything you want to get off your chest, guys? That you say, all right, let's end 2024 by blah. Like what? Anything? No.
Kirsch doesn't have a diatribe? You haven't written something
Yeah.
down?
Any statements?
There's only so many shots I could take at the 54
Yeah.
tour. I mean, they're not going to add anybody else, and they fired Greg
And Greg
Norman.
Norman's gone, so
But they're still supposed to be taken
yeah.
seriously.
All right. Well, let's roll then into 2025, and let's open with this. We talked about favorite courses we played earlier. Give me the bucket list course that you will play. That you're like, I will do whatever to play this course in 2025. Kirsch, let's start with you.
Yeah, so for me, it's going to have to be Pinehurst #2. It's the only Pinehurst course I haven't played. We're going to be there again in August. Even if it takes staying one night at the Carolina to make it happen, there will be one round played on #2.
I like it. I like it. It is well worth
Choice.
it. Eli going to be with you?
Yeah. We'll do it as that's instead of a bunch of prerequisites. I think we're going to try to make #2 our big one. We did Tobacco Road and Southern Pines. One round at #2 will take care of both of those. So, I think that's the goal. We've played one together. We've played 3 together. We've played 4 together. We've played 5. We've played 8. So two's the one that we haven't done yet. And
might as well do
so
10 while you're
next
there.
year's going to have to be the year.
2 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need some of that best ball money.
Yeah, that might buy you a #2 golf ball, like Jonathan has.
There you go.
Mr. Decker, Half Clubs Will Travel. What course are you knocking off this year?
Hoping to knock off the Lido.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, I couldn't. It's tough to see.
Yeah, that's what that hat is. It's hard. I realize on the Zoom it's hard.
There. And we've talked extensively about it. I've talked about having him down to Sweetens, but he's like, come up and we'll play the Lido. And I'm like, tell me when. I will travel. I just tell me the date and I will be there.
If you haven't done Sand Valley, I cannot recommend an Erin Hills to Sand Valley trip over Whistling Straits any day. But going to Sand Valley, you'll love Mammoth. Mammoth is a great afternoon course after you go play Sand Valley or Lido or Sedge, because the fairways are 200 yards wide and you never remotely come close to losing the ball, and you can just go out and have fun.
Jonathan, you hear that? But really wide fairways.
No, I can test that.
Oh, we had in our group on like our fourth day of golf and probably our 7th round, we had guys shooting 67, 66, a 31 on the back 9,
Good.
And nobody was like, it wasn't like gimme golf. It just, you're never out of it, and you can always make a putt from somewhere crazy. And but the Lido is awesome.
I had trouble hitting the 1 acre green, so there's a chance.
Oh, very nice, Josh. That would be awesome. And if you got an extra spot, let me know. I'm coming.
I will.
Jonathan, what you got? What you crossing off this year?
Well, we keep getting invitations to all kinds of places, and I somehow finagled into diamond status for Delta. A little humble brag there. I have no idea how, I'll be honest. It just sort of worked out that way. So I need to use some lounge access. But really a road trip, honestly, a road trip up to Sweetens Cove, hanging out with Kirsch, playing Lebanon. That would probably be my highlight of could I find a place to play golf this year.
Okay. Yeah, my realistic bucket list is Sweetens. We talked about it.
Yeah, that's where we should all go.
Let's do it. Josh said come on.
Yeah.
So I do know I said bucket list. I will do it because I know Jonathan and I should be playing it in March, I think. But would love to get there and play with you guys. That'd be a lot of fun. All right, realistic dream course that you want to cross off the list. And I say realistic again because everybody's high bucket list course is the one down the street from Jonathan there in Augusta that. Probably won't happen, but what is the realistic bucket list course that would be really awesome to play in 2025? Josh, what you got?
Mine's Chambers Bay. I'm going to Bandon at the end of January for the first time, and really, I cannot wait for that. It's going to be an outstanding trip. And there's potential to play Chambers either on the front end or the back end of that trip. And that would do it for me. That'd be pretty incredible.
Yeah, mine would be Bandon as well. Just because I'd love to make it happen. If not, the St. Andrews with their reverse routing out in
Oh
April.
yeah,
Did I
I
take
saw
yours,
that. Just
Kirsch? All right.
Yeah, that was going to be
Are you gonna
mine.
make it happen?
I put it. I mean, I put my name in
Okay.
today. I put it in the lotto. So that's the goal. I mean, that's on the exact same day after I was completely not devastated is too strong a word, but I was pretty bummed out when Zach Blair posted his tree farm thing, where Masters Week for the great low price of like $2,300, you could play 18 holes total at the tree farm, but for $760, you could play the new course, the castle course, the old course, and the old course in reverse.
Yeah. I think it was
And those two things
750
came out.
pounds, so right around
Right.
900
There's some
something bucks.
conversion.
But yeah. And it's still a pretty cool deal. Yeah, I need to enter that thing and then figure out how to make it happen. Jonathan, what's your realistic dream course?
I don't know if I have a specific course. I'd like to play golf on another continent. Had a chance to travel some in 2023, so I'd like to make 2025 an opportunity to find out a continent that I can get to and see if I can make that
The
happen.
best ball Australia trip?
Listen, Australia would be great.
Yeah.
I'll take any of the continents.
It just made me think it's not a different continent, but I do have an invite next year. I'm going to play Royal Montreal, where they had the President's Cup.
Nice.
Doesn't count. Get off.
Doesn't count. All right. We talked about things that you got this year. What's your golf equipment purchase that you want to buy? And I already mentioned mine. I want a new bag. I want a carry bag. I have been looking, Kirsch, at the Jones bags. Hadn't pulled the trigger on one of those even through Black Friday. Did not pull the trigger there. Bonus if we could get the Best Ball logo etched on that thing or sewn in there. But Jonathan, what's your purchase? You're getting your clubs in 2024. So
Getting clubs.
new golf balls. I mean, what do you want this year?
No, the cheap Callaways will still be fine for a while. As a matter of fact, we played the other day, and I realized my sister bought me some golf balls that look like baseballs. They got seams on them. But then after I lost the first one on the first hole, I'm like, wait a minute, these are Pro V1s, I think. So I put them back in the bag and found like whatever crappy one I could come up with. You know, I really want to have an indoor golf simulator. If I didn't have 40 trees down on my property right now from Hurricane Helene, I would absolutely just have that. But we're getting there closer. I've got a friend who's going to help me close in my garage, which I think will get me one step closer to a best ball podcast area as well as an indoor simulator. So slowly working towards that.
Then we'll get the stack system. We'll get you some Arcos. We'll get you dialed in.
Listen, I know. I'm supposed to get
And then
Arcos.
You got to
Like-
get that new Garmin 50, right? Isn't that the new one that just came out? That's got the
That's
10-inch
the new
screen
one.
on. It's the
I've
one to
seen
get.
that. Yeah,
now.
yeah. These are all on a wish list of things, but I also have 40 trees and 8 stumps that need to be removed. So
And 3 kids and
budgeting
Yeah.
is a thing. Not according to Josh. We're just going to say yes to everything.
that's true. That's true. Josh, what's your purchase this year?
I want some more persimmons.
Ooh.
I was given one for my birthday, and it's been a ton of fun to hit and play with, and I'd like to have a few more in the bag.
Okay. Very nice. Kirsch?
I want a golf cart.
Ooh.
I want to find a low price golf cart. The club has a for the great low price of $25 a month. You can have on-site storage in a covered and locking door shed with electricity. So a couple guys have given me tours of their little 10 by 6 areas where they've got their mini fridge, they've got their bourbon bar set
Nice.
up, they've got their bottles of water right there. So I just think it'd be great for Eli to be able to jump in a cart as opposed to always having to walk. Till he's 16, the club says you got to either be on your own cart or no cart. So that's kind of the thing we're looking for 25 is can we find a golf cart within our budget?
Very nice. Very nice. Well, yeah, again, I mentioned the golf bag, but all right, finish this sentence. Kirsch, we'll start with you now. I will play better golf in 2025 and maybe it's have a golf cart. I don't know.
Uh, if I stick to my next 3 month plan, if I put a little self care in, like to beat down some lbs and get that swing speed up, and just based on where Eli's at and our accessibility to the club, I think if I can take care of myself
It,
over the next three
is this
months, that's
also
going to be it.
make sure you can keep up with Eli plan?
Yeah, oh, for sure, for sure. I still can hit the driver. I still have him on the driver, but if we are standing on a par three, we are getting very, very close to the exact same club.
Wow.
Very, very close. And if we keep going on these stack, I'm fairly certain that when I get him into his new shafts come March, uh, we want to wait and see how much he grows this winter. We are going to probably be outfitting him in extra stiff shafts as a 13-year-old. His swing speed's so high. So
Wow. Very nice. All right, Mr. Decker, finish that sentence. I'll play better golf in 2025 if I.
Uh, keep hitting golf balls. Like I said, I mean, I've got a little setup in my backyard. I've got a great mat. I've got the Garmin R10. I've got a net, and it's therapeutic almost for me but it helped my ball striking tremendously leading up to a few events in October and September to be able just to go out, and then after my daughter got off to school and my wife got off to work, I'd go out and hit 60, 70 golf shots just into the net and then go shower and get the day going. So keep hitting golf balls.
I like it. Jonathan?
And at 10:30 a.m. start time, so that's a good gig, right?
I can hit 70 golf balls in like 6 minutes.
Just
rapid fire.
You got a rolling system. Just one shoots out the. I think every golfer would say, I will play better golf in 2025 if I play more golf. And I'm like with you guys. So I have some time in my life. And I also have a putting green in my backyard, and I have a place that I could hit up to 130, 140 yard shots. And so if I just, I don't know, got outside every day and swung the clubs, and this was why I got new clubs. I don't know if I mentioned that. And then maybe I could end up becoming at least not embarrassing on a golf course for every other hole.
Well, prior to our Landman trip, Jonathan was out. Jonathan and I each tried to make a vow to go hit, 50 golf shots or something like that? Or
50.
50. And your short game and your putting improved dramatically. So
It did.
yeah, keep up with that.
3 days in a row.
Yep. Mine is focus and plan for every shot. I feel like I lose focus. I was talking with Jonathan the other day about this. If I don't have a plan and I just step up and hit the ball without, exactly in my mind mentally picturing how it's going to go, where it's going to, like if I just step up and swing it, no telling where it's going to go. At least if I try to plan for it and it doesn't work out, then I can at least have the feedback of, oh, it didn't go here because I did this. So mine is for every shot. I don't know. I kind of remember, and I don't root for him anymore, but Louis Oosthuizen, back when he won the British, remember he looked down at his golf glove at that like one little dot, and Jason Day has like the focus things where he just kind of mentally prepares, and I know Max Homa's talked about where he kind of stops, whatever else he's doing, all of a sudden he stops when it's time to hit his shot and he focuses. Like I want to have that ability to, on every shot, focus so that I don't lose shots for lack of focus. So does that make sense to y'all?
remember the phrase weld.
Weld. All right, teach me.
Weld. Wind, elevation, lie, and direction.
Okay.
/ distance. If you can do weld before every shot, it locks you in.
Okay.
That's one of the things I try to get Eli to do when he's out there. We have it written in his book, so when he flips up his book, he sees it. We've got it written on his glove. But what is the wind doing? Am I hitting uphill, downhill? My lie? What's the lie going to give me? How far and what direction is my start line?
I like it.
And it kind of can just lock you in as something that you have to do every single time.
Yeah. I'll add an extra D at the end for dummy. That way I'll make sure I really pay attention to it. But I like it. Weld. I like it. All right. We asked to describe your golf 2024 golf in 5 words. Now I want to hear your prediction, your 2025 golf in 5 words. Jonathan Hill, I want to start with you.
Trying to count my words.
That's a few letters or a few words already.
I know. I've got four. I'll go with four, and we put exclamation point. Just fully enjoy the moments. Like you can, in the middle of a round, get frustrated. Even people. This is the thing that I'm concerned about. I am frustrated with my golf game, and I'm not good. Whenever I play with people who are better than me, they're still frustrated with their golf game, and so I'm like, maybe there's maybe we should just not be as frustrated with our golf games and just like actually fully enjoy the moments. And because let's be honest, if you're listening to this podcast, you're already probably in a place in life that's not bad. If you're out playing golf at almost any moment, at any course, at any time, it's really probably not a good day, or sorry, a bad day. And so just remembering those types of things, like we listed how many, I mean, the four of us just put together a bucket list for some folks this year of all the different places. And we would all four also say, man, I wish my golf game could do A, B, and C. And I don't think those two are necessarily, they're not bad conflicts, right? Like getting better in life and just becoming a better person, but fully enjoy the moment.
Like it. Josh, what you got?
New adventures. I'm excited about going to Bandon. I'm going. I only know, I think 3 of the 12 guys going on the trip.
That's your 5 words? That's a lot of 5 words.
Yeah, sorry. New adventure. New adventures is 2 words.
Okay.
But yeah, wanting to explore more places, see new things again. Again, it's hard to top 2024, but really excited about what 2025 has in store.
Yeah. Well, I sounds like you got a good start to it already. Good plan to start it out. Mr. Kirsch?
Yep.
Control what you can control.
Okay.
Sounds like a life motto for Kirsch here.
Let it roll off. Well, I couldn't get trust the process in it, like with a fifth word, a fourth and a fifth word. So control what you can control. I think that's a big thing in work. I think it's a big thing as a dad when you're letting your kid go play and you don't get to caddy for him anymore and he's got to go do his own thing. But you also you want to teach him that, hey, hit the shot. And then after that, you're out of control. So move on to the next one and control everything you can about that until it's over and then go do the next thing. So I think if I can do that in my own golf game and, throughout the year, that's going to be a benefit to him and me.
I like it. Well, Jonathan and I talked about a lot of the things that we've gotten to do, and it's because of Best Ball and what we are building here with telling golf stories. And so mine, I kind of expanded. It's not just a personal thing, but there is some personal benefit to it. But my 5 words for 2025, the year Best Ball takes over. And I say that, we are starting season 3. The next episode after this one starts season 3 of the Whole Story podcast. We've got Caddy Tales. We've got some other things in the works, but I do feel like we've got some momentum. Great guys like you guys that at least if nobody else listens, maybe y'all listen. But I feel like we've got some good things going, some exciting things on the horizon. Our guest list coming out the gate for 2025 is awesome. So the year Best Ball takes over. Jonathan, let me ask, how does that sound to you? You good with that?
Yeah, like more opportunities we talk about playing, but every single time, like we've meet more people, hang out in fun places, the guest list of people that we're getting on, and again, through this, right, Josh, we met Josh and now we hang out, we're friends and we get to play Sweetens. Like there's just, people are great. So more people on the golf.
Yeah.
Little sneak peek. Do we want to talk about a sneak peek?
Drop what you lined up for us today.
It's not planned yet.
It's somewhat planned,
but we're gonna figure out a best ball golf trip.
Yeah,
we're gonna figure out a best ball because we do realize, obviously, lots of people want to go to Bandon, places to go play in other sides of the country. But there are people who are listening in California and Arizona and places like that want to go, man, I'd love to go to North Carolina. And they are in our backyard. We've got some relationships there. So we're going to try to sort out a way to create a best ball golf trip.
Multiple golf trips.
Well, multiple would be great, but we're going to start with one for sure. That people can come to, enjoy the experience, and get to meet some fun people.
And we know if we just ask Josh, he'll come. He
Right.
doesn't say
Yeah, I'll be
he
there.
doesn't say
That's
no to anything.
Listen, if we brought Josh, Taylor, and David, everyone should come meet these people.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, seriously, and then we'll have Eli there signing autographs. That way,
And giving lessons.
people that you know, right, and giving lessons to
Yep.
everybody.
Very nice. All right. So 2025, we heard we heard the 2024 theme song, or the song that best describes your 2024. What song will describe your 2025? Josh Decker, you want to start?
By Aerosmith. It was from Armageddon. I don't want to miss a
I
thing.
love it. I love it. Man. Very nice. Very nice. I can see Ben Affleck just
I was ready to say,
just standing there holding the flag as you tap it in. Yeah.
on a jet plane.
Yep.
I don't.
All right,
know.
Jonathan, don't be singing that stuff.
Sorry,
We don't have rights to that song. I don't know if we could sing it. So,
it was a different
Yeah.
song.
Jonathan, what's your 2025 song?
This year, I'm breaking into the '80s, even though I don't really know any '80s songs. But I feel like Pour Some Sugar on Me, because I'm excited about getting into the '80s.
I like it.
It's gonna be a good day.
I like it. Very nice. Kirsch, what's your song for the year?
We're gonna go with Rapper's Delight.
I
Ooh,
like it.
When does that
Yes.
song come on and you haven't had a good time?
right.
And for me, I think that is going to be a good anthem to, it's so long, it's going to last an entire hole. But keep golf fun, right? Control what you can control, keep it fun. And, there's also a really, really good beat to that when you're chipping, when you're putting and you're going through. If you took away all the words and you just had the beat, it's going to be there for you to help out with that. So, that's what I'm going to go with. Rapper's Delight.
I like it. You need to get Goose to play the cover.
Yeah, oh gosh, that would be
Man,
minds exploding.
golly, birdies all day long if that happens. All right. Well, this year for me, I want to get better. I've been hovering in that 9 handicap range. Again, it's not about how well you play, but I do want to play better. So I'm going with the Doors, Break On Through to the Other Side.
Oh,
That's what we're going with.
it's a good one.
Yep. So we're gonna get better. Arcos. Maybe we'll get some stack. We'll do well. All right. Pro golfer. What pro golfer do you want to have a breakthrough year in 2025? Jonathan?
I'm gonna stick with my spirit animal. I'm gonna encourage him not to cut his hair this year like he did. I'm almost a full 18 months into this shag, and so I hope Tommy Fleetwood will come out and crush through some doors. I'd shoot for 3 good wins.
Let's get him one on U.S. soil to start with.
Well, I know, but don't cut your hair, Tommy. Don't do it. Don't cut your hair.
Have a Scheffler type
Go on a
year.
streak.
All right. Kirsch, what you got?
Typical fashion. I'm going to cheat.
Bryson.
Two professional
Bryson.
things.
How happy were you when he made that shot over his house, Kirsch?
What was going on? I didn't see it. What was he doing?
Oh man.
I'm gonna cheat. I could not find a way to get away from these answers. So the first real quick one is I want TGL to be successful. I think it's another new avenue for people to be in. I'm trying to base it just on logos alone. I think I'm going to pull for the Bay Club. I like the trees. I like the vibes of that one. So, but I want TGL to be successful because I think that helps everybody, and it's going to engage cities around the country to have new ways for people to play golf, which I think is a good thing. And then really on the pro golfer side is every single thing that is sports related is better when somebody is the most dominant alpha person out there. And I want Scotty to go for another 7 wins and another 2 majors. I want him to just back to back this and make it awesome, because there's no situation in life where it's not better when there's somebody dominant. It just pulls more eyeballs. People get more comfortable. So that would be that. And then honorable mention is I'd love Colin Morikawa to have a bounce back year. Pick off a major. Do something that he hasn't done yet. win multiple times and a major or something like that. But that would be my my
Yeah,
sleeper.
I like it. Scotty does need a breakthrough year. He's been struggling a little bit lately. So, Josh, who you got?
I'd love to see Max win a major.
Okay.
And then the other
Will
one,
it
Not
happen?
Max anymore.
I don't think so.
You don't think it will? Okay. But you'd love to see it.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. And then I'd also like to see Joel Damon win a signature event.
Yeah. I got Joel Damon on my list. I think kind of like having a front runner, like Kirsch was saying, is fun for the game. Personalities make golf better. Joel's got a great one. I'd love to see him win and kind of get back, not being number 124 in the rankings, but get back to where he is there all the time, and it's a good storyline. So yeah, I think that's good. So guys, I didn't ask you this, but Jonathan and I want to have some kind of a competition between Jonathan and I for the year. And we need some help coming up with something. So let's ask the Best Ball Roundtable here. What should be the running year-long competition for me and Jonathan? And just to lay the groundwork for people that maybe are listening for the first time to the show, Jonathan, you don't have a handicap, so one of my challenges to you is to get a handicap.
I've signed
You
up,
signed up.
and they changed the name from Micaiah to Jonathan because apparently I signed up for my
So
son.
now you can start
at
entering
some
scores
point.
and get you a handicap.
I can start by keeping scores on every hole for an entire round. Let's start with
All right, baby
let's
steps.
start with
Baby
that.
steps. All right.
Yeah.
So Jonathan has a unknown handicap, but you average 95 to 105.
Yeah. I think on any given day I'm around 95 to 100.
I'm like an 85 average. I got a 9 handicap, I think, right now, or something like that. So, guys, what's our year-long challenge? What should we go with?
How many rounds of golf do you think you're going to play?
3. You know what? That could be a good goal.
Well, I was gonna say you could do something that is quota based to kind of make it fair. So if minimum 25 rounds, minimum 30 rounds, you guys are easily going to get that much in. So it could be minimum 40 rounds. But I would say whatever your minimum quota round is, and then the first one, maybe Robbie is to get to 40 birdies, and Jonathan, yours is to get to 8. Like something like that, where it keeps you in, or the least amount of rounds without a double for Robbie and a triple for Jonathan. So things that that's one of the things that I've done in the past with like just to make it so that you don't give up on a round. And it's like, okay, I can't make a double today because that's $5 in the pot. Or, so even if I've made 7 bogeys and no birdies, I have to avoid double. So I can't just mail it in because I don't want to pay the pot. So I would say make it either an anti-double / triple thing based on a quota, or a who can get to their birdie number first.
I like it.
Or if you guys are playing the same track routinely, Robbie has to birdie every hole on that course at some point, and Jonathan has to make par on every hole at that course at some point.
I like that. I don't know if we play the same course
if we play anything
enough
consistently.
to birdie all of them.
A good friend of mine and I had that bet, and it was both of us. We played the same course here in town, and we both had who could birdie all 18 first.
Okay.
I would take that bet though, Robbie. We could do this. So how about I pick a course at Augusta that I can play, and you pick a course in Columbia that you can play, and then we figure out a minimum number of rounds that we have to play it, and you'd have to have the most birdies, and I have to have the most pars.
Well, that thing travels, right? That could play anywhere.
Yeah.
What Josh is
checking off every single one, because what I'm talking about is if there's a really tough par 5 for you,
right?
You've got a forced carry over water or something for you to make par.
Yeah.
You might have to play multiple times. You might have checked off all 17 other holes by making par at some point. But you get to 18 and you've got a great look at it, and if you get up and down, you win the bet. That's a
because if I pick Bartram, I could pick those 18 that at some point I have to par every single hole.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you pick Fort Jackson, then you have to birdie every single hole at some point.
Now, not to be that guy, Jonathan, but to
Oh my
par
gosh.
every single hole for you on an
In a
18-hole
year.
course statistically in a year, you'd have to play that course probably 50 times.
Don't convince me I need to become a member at the golf course 2 miles down the road.
I'm just saying.
Statistically, I don't, you and
I
your
mean,
statistics.
if you get into the 80s, it's a different ballgame.
He's
But if
close.
we're in the 90s, it's going to take a
He's
minute.
close. I like some kind of combination of both. Why not, right?
Yeah.
And Josh, I loved what you and Taylor did when y'all were head to head.
I'm not buying you a t-shirt or a hat every time we're out.
What?
I would never
Oh, yeah, we
win
did
I
that.
could,
There
I
would
could have wardrobe for
never.
years.
Yes, 100%.
I do that with a buddy too. You get a hat or a T-shirt at any course you go.
Listen,
Whoever
here-
wins.
I'll
New
get
to
a
us courses,
handicap.
we're doing this though.
No, you're going to win
No.
every
You gotta
time.
get the handicap
That's
first.
what you get your
guys have-
handicap, and then we'll play off the handicap, and we're doing at a new to us course. That
You give me like 10 strokes, 10 holes we play match play, and you usually give me, what is it? At least 10,
Probably
12,
11.
13. Right, yeah, it's a lot. And you still beat me by 6. So, well, let me get a handicap first. Maybe this will be 2026. Let's just hope I don't catch you, son.
come on,
Coming after you now.
come on, you and your half set. All right. So, I on a long road trip. I was telling Josh on a long road trip. I listened to a lot of the Chasing Scratch podcast. I think those guys are hilarious. And one of the things they do is honesty hour. We're not doing honesty hour, but I told Jonathan what is something challenge that he and I could give each other this year. So, Jonathan, I don't know if you came up with something for me. I can start if you want to think about it for a second.
You go ahead and start.
I think you need to, if it's the course down the road, sign up and take golf lessons.
I've thought about that.
Take
Yeah.
some golf lessons. Get some kind of a baseline. Somebody else telling you, all right,
Ruin my
fix this.
swing.
Do like not just when we're out on the course and somebody's telling you like mid round, like, oh, try this. No.
Right.
And then another challenge: hit your driver. Hit your driver.
I'm getting one as a demo. I'm going to give it a try. I've got to completely change my swing path if I'm going to figure out how not to break a driver into divoting it
Well,
into
that
the
goes
ground.
back to the first thing. Take lessons. Lessons.
I know. I'm aware.
So that's for everybody out there. We'll follow up on our shows throughout the year, and we'll ask Jonathan, have you taken any
How
lessons?
Jonathan's doing.
And are you hitting your driver? So y'all stay tuned. Jonathan, what you got?
I think you should go for it more often. You've gotten into a very conservative, and it's working okay for your score, but self-admitted, your score hasn't changed. And I think if every one of us, as we talked about, if we practice a little bit more and play a little bit more, you absolutely have the ability to go for shots that maybe you're like, but I should just aim for middle of the green, or I should just lay up to something. We'll bust out that 7-wood and go for the gusto. I think you should go for it more often. It's a lot more fun whenever we started playing golf 15 years ago, we went for almost everything. So it's a lot of fun whenever you're just going for it.
Kirsch, you're hearing this, right? He's trying to get me to get those double bogeys.
No, that's not.
Well, 2 for there.
Yeah.
Self-serving.
How about this? I will, sort of, we're like reverse mulligans. Every time we play together this year, I get one shot for each side where I can say, nope, you got to go for it. Like we'll 10 cup it, where I can force you into really going after it. And then you weld it. Thank you very much, David Kirsch. And then we do it.
Right. We'll make it happen. I like the double bogey avoidance and triple bogey avoidance as well. We'll come up with a list of these things. Maybe we'll post them on our social accounts and talk about them every now and then. We'll give running updates, maybe for each episode.
12s.
Something to read and maybe a guest for next year if you can track him down. John Sherman, Practical Golf.
He's already been on.
Oh, that's right. He was on.
Yeah,
That's where I heard
I've
it
got
at. I was like, I know this.
I've got.
Did
the
you
book.
read the 4 Foundations?
I gave it
I
to
haven't
him.
read it. I've got the book.
Oh,
I've got the
dude.
book. I'll read the book too. We'll put that on 2025. I'll read
And
the
I
book.
just gave him Tom Coyne's A Course Called America.
I know.
A signed
yeah.
copy of it. Thank you, Tom.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll read.
Who has
books.
also been a guest, by the way, Kirsch.
Tom,
I
yeah,
guess
Tom
thought
was
we had
also on
I thought
there.
we had a couple
I
listeners.
thought we
Maybe
had
it's just
two
one.
listeners.
Josh,
Well,
thanks for
now I
being a
know.
listener.
I was like, where? I knew I knew it from somewhere this year, 'cause that's where I got the
Yep.
book. But no, Tom. Oh man, when you guys are talking about, I want to go play Tom Coyne's course.
Yeah, I do too. Did you see who the
I think
a new partner in the course, a new owner?
I knew that they were doing work, but I didn't see who the new owner
Jason
was.
Kelsey. Yeah.
Oh, I have my podcast saved, so I bet that's what they
Yeah,
talked about.
they played Bill Murray, Tom Coyne, and Jason Kelsey, and I think Brandon Thomas might have been there, but or Brandon Thomas. They were playing a hoopy, and then they posted they recorded the Kelsey brothers' New Heights right there, and but they announced that Jason was a new owner, part of the ownership group of what is Sullivan County. But that'd be a lot of fun to go play that course, and that could be a realistic bucket list. So if you want
Yeah.
somebody to play with, call Josh. He'll be there.
Right.
And one of the coolest logos in golf, what they did with that thing. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, well, guys, this has been a lot of fun. Any closing thoughts as we finish up 2024? Look forward to 2025. Josh, let me ask you: any final thoughts about golf? About
Unbelievable year for me in golf. I made my first hole in one in 2024, but I'm really looking forward to 2025.
okay, Kirsch?
I just want to say thank you. These 6, 8, 10, however many of these we end up doing throughout a year are some of my favorite things to do. Talking to you guys about golf, getting to fire off some takes and just see if I can make you guys laugh every now and then. It's really, really, I feel really lucky that you guys let me do this every now and then. So, I appreciate that. And, for 25, I hope that that the four of us can go play at Sweetens and hang out for a day and really get to enjoy that place.
If we do that, we will do a live in-person roundtable.
There
But
you go.
the goal for 2025, Jonathan and I have been talking about it. We want more of these roundtables on the books. And we can do it not just talking about, hey, let's talk about the majors. Those are fun. But we'll have topics and in golf, whether it's things that are going on in the pro world or just, fun story kind of topics. And we'll do a roundtable more often. And you guys, it's been fun for us to have y'all on here. Y'all are great contributors to this thing. Jonathan, any closing thoughts as we wrap up 2024 and jump into 2025?
For anybody out there that's looking at a podcast, looking at something in life, looking at golf, looking at whatever, Robbie and I started doing this because we're best friends and our wives are smarter than us, and said, you guys just like talking to people and asking questions and getting stories out of folks. And you get into the top, what was it, the top 10% if you do 20
Top
episodes.
1% with episode
Top
21. Yep.
1%. And we're coming up, we'll be on episode 100 in 2025. And so for anybody out there looking at starting something, doing something, just keep doing it. I have no idea where this is going to go, but we know that we've been to incredible places. We've met incredible people. And we're still having fun with it, which was that was literally our only deal that we made. As long as it's still fun, we'll keep doing it. And so I think just take that opportunity, figure out something in 2025 that you've been talking about for a long time, and just go and do it over and over and over again, and see where it takes you.
Yeah. Well, I know where it's going to take us, Jonathan. My 5 words: the year best ball takes over. So
That's right.
Well, guys, this has been a lot of fun. I'm excited about 2025. Again, I jokingly, but I do believe that good things are in store for best ball. And part of what I mean by that is more opportunities to get together with people like you guys, to play some golf, to talk golf, to hear some stories, to share stories, to encourage others. So that's what's fun for me, for us to do this. But yeah, it's been fun chatting. I appreciate you guys being a part of this. And thanks everybody for listening to the year 2024, right? We are wrapping it up. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas, and we will talk to you guys. Stay tuned. If you're listening to this, next week's guest to kick off 2025, Dave Baisden, old friend, a former Gamecock, as well as myself, but incredibly talented golf artist. You don't want to miss next week's episode with Dave Baisden. But for Josh, David, Jonathan, and myself. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Whole Story Podcast.